We'll come now to question 5, Chlöe Swarbrick.
To the Prime Minister, e tautoko ana ia I ngā kōrero me ngā mahi katoa a tōna kāwanatanga.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Is the government committed to meeting our nationally determined contribution to the Paris Agreement to limit global warming below 1.5 degrees?
Well, we're going to work incredibly hard to deliver on our climate commitments and goals.
Is that a yes or a no answer to whether his government is committed to meeting our nationally determined contribution?
Well, the member will know that yes or no answers can't be required. So without losing the supplementary, try again.
Is the Prime Minister and his government committed to meeting our nationally determined contribution?
We're going to do everything we can to meet some very ambitious goals.
Is that answer to be taken that this government is not committed to meeting our nationally determined contribution to the Paris Agreement?
No.
What then are we to make of answers from the Prime Minister refusing to give a yes or no answer as to whether we will meet our nationally determined contribution out to 2030?
Well, the problem is, even asking it that way requires a yes or no answer. That's not how the place works. So the member could ask that question again without penalty, because it's Christmas time, end of year, great generosity, all that sort of thing. Try and ask the question in a way that brings it into line.
Is the Prime Minister aware that Ministry for the Environment and Treasury last year forecasted that we could be on the hook for up to $24 billion to pay other countries to reduce their emissions if we refuse to do it here at home under our nationally determined contribution?
Our government's very committed to delivering on our net carbon 2050 goals and doing everything we can to deliver on NDC 2030.
Somebody question.
Right on, Winston Peters.
Can the Prime Minister tell us which party's minister on this issue incurred us the potential of $22 billion being owed offshore, and for how long was he here?
No,
Come on, we all know the story, don't we?
yeah, well, look, it's a great general debate line.
Yes.
Brilliant. But it's not particularly useful for question time directed at the Prime Minister. Point of order. The Honourable Chair McAnulty.
Mr Speaker, that is the fourth question from a government minister, the third from the Deputy Prime Minister, that you have ruled to be out of order. Is there going to be any attempt to try and curtail this, or is it just going to be allowed to continue all through the remaining 2 years of this term?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know how many further out of order questions will be. But I previously have stated that if it continues, then the question lines will be terminated. So I'm being a bit flexible today to both questions being asked and answered. But that question was out of order and not required to be answered.
Should the New Zealand public be concerned that the Prime Minister of this government is refusing to commit to meet our nationally determined contribution out to 2030, only promising that he is hopeful that we will do so?
Well, this government is committed to net carbon 2050. That's our commitment. That's what we're working towards. Our emissions budget 1 puts us on track to do that. Emissions budget 2 puts us on track to that. And you'll hear more about that with the emissions reduction plan announced this week. I'd just say to that member, if you actually cared about the environment...
Hang on, wait. Sorry. Please, just listen to the answer to the question that you've asked. If the question was important, listen to the answer.
I'd just say to that member, I think her and her party should get behind the fast-track legislation. We are looking at a 30% increase in renewable electricity generation through those 22 fantastic renewable electricity projects. We want the benefit of renewable electricity sooner rather than later. It's a good idea. Why don't you support it?